Right now, I'm working on making some stems. These are some that I've already started, and those are pretty good. I'm working on this one right now. It's kind of fun because it's kind of a fun shape. What I'm using is I'm using this high density foam. I mean, this foam it's a brick. It's very dense. It's not like the regular white foam, and the reason why I'm using this one is because the detail in it, you can really sculpt these. It's meant for sculptures, where you can do the white foam, but because it's got the beads and stuff, it doesn't always show the intricate details that you want to. So here's just another piece, and here's the remnants of the fine dust, unlike beads. So this kind of looks like sawdust or whatever. But yeah, you can get it online. They have it in smaller chunks, and I think it comes in like 2 pounds, 4 pounds, 6 pounds and up or whatever. Here's one of our gravestones we made for the pet cemetery, and this bulldog head is actually carved out of this foam right there, and it just lets you get in there with the details, and Chris did a really good job sculpting that one out. I mean, look at that little ear. It's really good. This foam right here, you could carve with this. This is what's going to be your artificial silk flower density. If you push it down, it crushes. This is a lot denser. It doesn't crush the same way, but if you wanted to, you could use this green stuff. I just, wouldn't push down too hard on it because it'll dent. But some of the tools I'm using is this one that you've seen us use with the white foam. This serrated, we've got a little file right here. I've been using this tool right here. It's just got 2 knife ends on both sides. And what's nice about this knife is that it's got this tip right here that you can just go into the foam, and then this one is curved, so you can go in backwards and smooth out the edges like that. Also using just some sandpaper, small flathead screwdriver. And yeah, so I've just got stems coming out from every end. And of course, again, using those for reference. And this is cool because here's the bottom. I'm gonna try to do something like this one again.
Sweet!
Yeah, because we already have a couple of straighter ones.
Yeah.
That one's kind of got a curve too. That's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do something fun with that one again.
Kind of looks like you're gonna carve a banana.
I could eat a banana right now.
Mmm.
Banana chips?
Sure.
Banana split?
Oh, even better. From 31 flavors?
Yeah. Anywhere.
Let's do it.
I don't like banana splits.
Oh, come on. I do.
Hey, I'm a mummy.
Hello, Mr. Mummy.
I'm 999 years old. Aren't you afraid of me?
I think you're pretty cute, Mummy.
I'm looking for a copy of Cookie. Lend me your ear.
I don't have a copy of Cookie Let Me In here.
I meant comb. Aren't you gonna run away?
No, I've got too much work to do. I wish I could run away.
Aren't you gonna scream?
Like hell.
With this stem.
Good impression, babe. Good impression.
Hey, man, that stem is looking awesome.
Why does it take it so long? I thought projects were supposed to be like lickety-split Halloween.
I know. We're never going to get to the shack.
Oh, the love shack, baby.
You ready for me to get the chainsaw out yet?
If you used a chainsaw on this, you'd be in a lot of
Foam
trouble.
would be flying.
I don't even know how long that would last. You maybe get a couple cuts, and then it'd be just powder.
I'm like a brain surgeon with a chainsaw.
A brain surgeon with a chainsaw.
Not really. Man, it's windy today, you guys.
It is windy today.
There's like roofs blowing off and foam flying.
Pumpkins rolling instead of
Tonka
tumbleweeds.
even took off like the cow in Wizard of Oz. So what are you doing here? Looks like you're carving a weird shape here.
This is a stem to one of our pumpkins.
Stem.
So right now I'm just adding detail to it. It was a square and I thought it'd be fun if it had a fun crooked shape to it and kind of make it look twisted around a little bit. So I'm just doing the tedious task right now of digging into it and making lines and grooves, and I'll smooth it around. It's a little time consuming, but it's fun.
Looks fun.
It is fun.
It's very sandy.
I feel like I've been rolling around in sand, like everything's all gritty.
Yes, it's very gritty stuff.
Chris, you playing with the dog again?
What? I just want to play ball.
That's how Chris plays with the dog.
What is going on here?
Oh, well, okay, so last night, Chris and I filled all the gaps with great stuff, and today it's dry, but when you sand it with sandpaper, it sands the white really nice, but the great stuff, it doesn't sand as well at all. So I had an idea that if you get the Dremel and you go around, and I mean, it's not taking as long as you think it would. It is a little time consuming, but it's making it flush, and then maybe we can go back over it again. But that's what I'm doing.
I mean, it looks good. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have something that might speed that up a little bit better.
What?
Hang on a second. Plug this in. This is what you want right here. This is my Black & Decker heavy duty angle grinder. This thing has 5,000 RPMs. So it's gonna take this great stuff off like really fast.
I don't know, that looks a little too like
No, trust
big.
me. Check this out. Actually, I think we're gonna need some more great stuff.
Chris.
So not only are we going through and sanding off all the great stuff that's squished out, we also are digging out these. So I had some scrap pieces of all thread and metal rod and stuff laying around, and I just found some old eye bolts that I had in the garage, and I just welded them real quick, and I bent the ends. And the idea is to drill a hole in the bottom of each one of these pumpkins and then shove that rod in there to where the eye bolt's just sticking out, and then I'll fill it in with great stuff. And what that'll do is that'll give us the ability to lock these things down, run a cable through them, you know, that kind of thing, or maybe run an extension cord, just something to deter people from being able to run off with them real quick.
That great stuff gets pretty hard. That's perfect.
Nothing is ever theft proof, totally, or vandalized proof for that matter. But what we can do is we can get this thing to be in a situation where we feel good about it. And if anybody ever did try to take it, they'd have to either wreck it to get it. And if you were to grab it, you start to move, and then you notice they're all connected. And it's like, whoa, these things are all like tangled together. Here's one that we've kind of dug out. See, you can actually get your finger in there. So what we can do is then run a cable there. I'll show you guys the setup. So for those of you who are familiar with rigging and, you know, airline cable and that kind of thing, this is probably old news. There's lots of ways to do this, but you can either crimp these, or you can get these Crosby clips and then these thimbles, and all this stuff is available at like Home Depot and that kind of thing. I mean, you may need to get some cutters to cut the cable if you need to cut lengths of cable. But what we will do is we will just run this cable through each one of the pumpkins and then bolt this thimble into place in one on each end, and then just put a padlock or something like that. Now, for those of you who have never set these up, there is a right and a wrong way. For this kind of thing, it doesn't really matter, but if you were ever supporting weight and stuff, you would want to make sure you do it right. Now, what you got here is you have a Crosby clip, you've got a U-bolt, and then you've got a saddle, and then the two nuts. And you can either take the nuts off, take it all apart, but basically, you run the cable through here. If you're going to do a lot of weight, you do two of them. Then you will go around the thimble, and you don't really actually even need a thimble if you don't want to. But you would go around it like that, and then go back through the Crosby clips and bolt them down. When you get done, you'll end up with something like this. Now, this is not tightened and stuff, but you'd want to make sure everything's all tight. And again, you can use crimps, but if you do use these Crosby clips, this is the setup that you want to do. And there's a little bit of a saying, never saddle a dead horse. And what they mean by that is the cable that goes through, this is the end that's cut. This is the dead end. And that is the part you want on the top towards the U-bolt. The cable that continues to go is in the saddle. So if this was flipped around, that's a no-no. But again, when you're talking about locking down foam pumpkins, it really doesn't matter. We're only talking about when there's weight involved. If you were hanging something above people's heads and there was lots of weight involved, you'd want to put a third one in there anyway. But this is how you set it up. Even if you guys don't have a welder and you can't weld an eye bolt on a long rod and stuff, just bolt an eye bolt to the plywood tombstone, or stick an eye bolt through the PVC part that goes in the bottom of a tombstone, or anything you can do to where you can run either cord, extension cords, lighting cords, airline cable, whatever you can, rope. And that way you'll sleep better at night knowing that your tombstones and decorations are just a little bit safer. Nope.
He's picking out a pumpkin. Aren't you good?
What do you think, dude? You smell good enough to pee on?
Hey, no, gross. No, he's just sniffing our work. He's not gonna go pee.
No, I don't know, man. I've seen better.
He's not rubbing up against it. You scratching your
He's an old guy. He's getting his exercise. He's doing laps around the pumpkin. He's done 2 so far.
He's done 2 so far.
He'll start panting any second here.
Here he comes.
And he's coming around the corner. He's flashing around a bunch of... And he goes off the track and switches to the next pumpkin. Woo!
I love his little fluffy ears. What you doing then, boo? And around. No. All right. So we almost have all the stems done. And this is what they're looking like on the pumpkins. And that's the last one I'm working on. I got halfway done. But woo-wee! This has been fun. Now all we have to do is hard coat and then put some paint on these bad boys.